it all behind you. I said, take down everything that stands in your way. Don't stop believing it'll work out again, my friend. Stand out and be a part of everything good. Wake up, you're gonna be all that you should. Try out all the things you always wanted to be. You'll see, 'cause I know what I know, that you've got it in you, and I see that you are a winner.
So, some guy named Stuart West sent me a note under an old video where I have my wolf hat, which I stopped wearing because it was just really very hot. But he wrote, stopped listening at 2:43. Took him 2 minutes and 43 seconds to decide he couldn't stand it anymore. He wrote, it's a job to take this person seriously in her oversized Davy Crockett hat. Really? That's right, Davy Crockett. Well, how's it? I'm trying to... King of the Wild Frontier. He wore a wolf hat. It's true. Had a fuzzy hat with 2 ears on top. It's true. You just have to look it up. That's why they call wolf hats Davy Crockett hats. I'm sorry. Davy Crockett hats look one way. They have a tail, by the way. A little tail that goes down the back between the shoulder blades. Kind of swishes back and forth when you turn your head. And wolf hats look like something from the book Where the Wild Things Are. They're just fur with 2 ears that stick up. And if they're pink, they're called pussy hats. Yeah. So this man obviously has a small problem with his basic history. Or maybe he's too young to have watched the TV show Davy Crockett. But I actually did watch it. And what's really comical about his little comment about my hat, which I no longer wear. Oh, he's watching an old video mocking me for something. Whatever. The real Davy Crockett hats are actually really fucking expensive. Comical because I actually thought about getting one for a while. I think they're really cool. I happen to really have a fascination for frontier America and Native American culture and living out in the woods. In fact, for a really long time, that was my fantasy. I wanted to. I still do, actually, live out in the woods, get away from all the bullshit, especially now. But I'm practical. There's this thing called wanting to not die. Wanting to not become the chew toy of some bear up in the woods. Which is what would happen to me if I tried to live out in the woods. Because I'm blind. It's true. I'm blind. And these things are all that stand between me and certain painful death. All I would have to do is fall and have these suckers go flying and then I'd be on the ground. Where are my glasses? You know, feeling through the wet leaves. Where are the glasses? And then suddenly I'd feel this heavy weight come down on my back. Holding me down. I'm stretching out my arm as far as I can, trying to feel for my glasses as the jaws are ripping into my flesh and I'm bleeding out. Yes, that's how I would die, terribly and tragically out in the woods. So, needless to say, whenever I get the urge to pack things up and go out and build a lean-to against a tree, I remember that. Well, for a long time I wore contact lenses. So I just kept thinking, well, what if I lose my contacts? You know, I could take a supply with them. I'd be out there in the woods with my supply of contacts, and I'd be with the saline solution trying to put the contacts in as the bear is approaching. Oh, there's a stump. There's a big black stump in front of me. There's a big black stump. Why is it getting bigger? Oh, God, that stings. What? Oh, my God, it's a bear. Be right on top of me by the time I finally got the contacts in. And it wouldn't be a stump. Actually, that happened to me for real when I was a kid. This is true story of me when I was young. And I didn't have contacts. I had glasses. But, you know, I was out in the woods with my mom and dad in the tent. And I couldn't be bothered putting on my glasses because I just had to pee, right? So I get out of the tent. I'm feeling my way. I'm opening the zipper. Zip. Getting out of the tent, and it's pitch black. It's darker than shit out. Stars up in the sky, and I'm creeping along the side of the tent with my hand, feeling the tent, so I don't lose the tent, right? And I don't have my glasses on, so all I see is what I see, and I'm really blind without these, so I'm like seeing shapes, dark shapes overlapped with more dark shapes, and that's how I'm seeing. And I'm keeping the tent always over here, so I know where it is. Okay, I took one step away from the tent. Oh, so daring of me. Okay. Of course, I don't want to pee too close to the tent because that might be a bad thing for the people in the tent, so I have to move at least a respectable distance away from the tent. 2 steps away from the tent. Oh boy, I'm getting nervous now. 3 steps. Okay, that's as far as I can dare to go. And all of a sudden, there it is, right in front of me. This big shape. Reared up on its hind legs with its front paws up in the air. Ah! Staring at me. And I freeze, and I'm staring back at it. And it's just standing there. And its legs, front legs are way up. Like it's doing this. And it's just motionless. And I'm standing there having to pee, but I'm too afraid to pee. I'm too afraid to squat down and do whatever you do when you're in the woods and you have to pee. I'm terrified. So I do this little back step. Oh my God. I do another little back step. And I'm like, okay, pretty quick, I'm going to feel the tent against my spine if I keep doing this. Okay. The thing hasn't moved either. It's staring me down. So I do another back step. Very stealthily. Maybe it didn't see me. Maybe it doesn't know that I'm here because I'm so small. And then I feel the tent. Oh, thank goodness. And I creep back along, feeling the canvas with my hand to the door. Zip. And I get myself back inside. Zip. And I crawl back into my sleeping bag. And that's where I laid for the next, I don't know how many hours with sweat. Except I don't know if I sweated back then because I was a little kid. I don't know if little kids sweat. But I was very uncomfortable for several hours. I think I might have finally gone back to sleep. Luckily, I didn't wet the bed. Maybe I totally forgot all about having to pee because I was so scared. But anyway, next day, fast forward, next day, I go outside. It was a stump. You probably saw that coming. Yes, it was a stump. That's me in the woods without my glasses. I'd be fucking scared to move in the dark. Okay, so this all came from the Davy Crockett thing and me liking to be in the woods and Mr. What's his name? I forgot his name because I'm no longer on that page. Stuart West? Mocking me for my fashion sense. You know, I went through that whole phase of caring what other people think for like a whole long, like decades, up until like 10 years ago. I actually gave a rat's ass. I wore makeup. I did things with my hair to make myself look, well, like a plain person with stuff done with my hair. I wore things that I thought were sexy. I tried to measure up to the world's standards for women. Oh my God. And then one day I decided I didn't ever need to have another person in my life, male or female, to actually, I don't care. I just don't care anymore if I ever have another human being pulling my strings and making me their little puppet, emotional, whatever. It's not worth it. I enjoy being completely and utterly single. I enjoy having the power to control what decisions I make and what I put on my head. It's pretty cool, and I don't really give a rat's ass what Stuart West thinks. And if what I'm wearing on my head makes it so hard for him to take me seriously, well, fuck, I don't care. I honestly don't care if people take me seriously or not. I don't have a college degree. I don't claim to be a scientist or a renowned scholar. I just say what I think. I go, he was mocking this video that I made where I say that I think one day Christianity and Islam will merge. I don't honestly think that. I don't know if I said that in the video. I'm not going to go back and watch a video that's that old. I do think Islam will eventually replace Christianity just because of the numbers. I think Muslims tend to have large families, and I think that eventually there'll be more Muslims. And I don't think that's a very tolerant belief system. It might be right now pretending to be, but I don't think it really is. And I don't want to get into that too much because, again, I think that I don't want to contribute to Donald Trump's campaign of hatred against a whole group of people. I put up several anti-Islam videos. I still feel the same way about Islam, but I'm not going to persecute a group of people right now that I think are being led astray by a very vile cult because of Donald Trump and his hate campaign. Right now, I feel like you need to kind of balance things out. You got all this hatred going on. I've been extra nice to the Muslims that get on my bus. I was nice before, but I try to be extra nice because I don't think that I don't think it's right to persecute and ridicule a whole group of people just because of what they believe. I think the best thing for trying to combat harmful beliefs is a contradictory message. Persecution doesn't work. When you try to persecute another person's belief system because you disagree with it, they tend to rise up and get all upset and fight back. And then you have religious wars and all that kind of stuff, right? And it just doesn't really, to me, it just makes them more determined to be there and be in your face and be a problem. You're the enemy, even more, in their opinion. But my feeling is, if you project an alternative message, really? You can't be good without God? Why? Prove there's a God. Prove anything in your book is true. Any of the claims that your book makes. Prove those claims. I mean, just making people think about what they believe. Why do you think that's true? Well, a book says so. Really? A book says so, and so you believe it. That's good enough for you, huh? Okie dokie. So yeah, that was the gist of what Mr. West had to say about my video. He didn't think that apparently that Islam will replace Christianity. I think it will, unfortunately. I think both religions / cults are equally as bad. So from an atheist perspective, both suck, and having both around telling you that you're a horrible bad person just because you don't believe kind of sucks. So, but the point of the video, which this is kind of a whatever stream of conscious, no particular reason I'm making this video kind of video, is to just say I'm tired of giving a rat's ass what people think of me. Apparently when you're young, you can be a rebel and you can wear your hair funky and dress whatever and have piercings all over the place and be as individual as you want to, and that's okay. But when you're an old person and you're that way, just can't take you seriously. I will wear whatever I want to wear on my head. Here, we'll go for the little green hat. Except I don't know if I can do this. There. Oh, it's not really a hat. It's a tub of putty. But there, and it doesn't want to stay. There we go. Hi. And this little green hat on my head, see? Because I can do whatever the fuck I want to. Because I'm a grown-up. And I don't care what you think of me. And I don't care if you think I'm weird, or if you think I'm strange, or if you don't like me, or if you do. Doesn't matter, because my day is still the same either way. And I still get up in the morning, I still do what I do, I still go to work, and I come home and I work on my book, and I be weird as much as I want to, because I can do that. It's my right. And I can do it on YouTube, because again, I can do whatever I want. And you know, it's really liberating. It's liberating not to care about how popular you are anymore. It's really liberating to care, to not care, period. I believe sincerely I have this one life, and with the little bit of time that I still have left, before senility, don't know how to say that word, creeps in, I'm going to be whatever I want to be, and I'm going to live for me and be true to myself. Finally, after all this time, I'm going to be true to myself, and that's just the way it is. So that's all. I just want to make this video and say what I think about Stuart West's stupid comment. Doesn't know much about Davy Crockett hats, does he? But I did seriously look into getting one because I think they're really cool. But from the front, they just look like Russian Cossack hats. They don't really look any different. The only way you know it's a Davy Crockett hat is if you turn your head and there's the tail. And there's some really fancy ones too, made out of fox fur. The ones for women, this is the thing. The ones for women are made out of fox fur. The tail's like poof, this huge, fluffy, fuzzy tail. It's like, no. I like the men's Davy Crockett hats made out of raccoon fur with the raccoon tail. I mean, that to me looks frontier. If I'm going to have a Davy Crockett hat, I'm going to totally have one that makes me look like Davy Crockett had a sex change. Oh, anyway, I know I'm weird, aren't I? I'm just like, what will I say next? You don't know. It's totally unscripted. Oh my god, it's kind of scary. You never know what'll happen. Anyway, I'm in a silly mood now. I'm gonna go work on my book and do other stuff. So if you've been watching and wasting your time thinking, God, is she ever gonna say anything of any value? Have you been taking me seriously? Or trying to all this time? Are you doing the work of trying to take me seriously? Seriously, go away. Go someplace else if you want to be serious, because I am not serious most of the time. Except when I am, and you'll usually know by the title of my video if it's a serious one. Or you can kind of tell in the first little bit if I'm serious. And if I'm trying to be serious, and I have a goofy hat on, and that just totally blocks your brain, so you can't possibly understand the seriousness of what I'm saying. Again, just go away. If you're that inhibited or limited, maybe you should go to an easier channel where people all wear suits. If you've been watching, thank you. Bye.
I am absolutely convinced that the main source of hatred in the world is religion. And I think it should be religion treated with ridicule and hatred and contempt.
Share the same way.